The ending of The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3. Episode 11 didn't just close a chapter, it opened an ocean of questions. Heartbreak and choices that will stay with us long after the credits rolled. Every smile, every silence, every glance carried more meaning than words could explain. But before we uncover what the ending really meant, let's step back and carefully retrace how we got there. Because every small detail leading up to those final moments shaped the outcome in ways we might not expect. Asterisk. As episode 11 begins, there's already a heavy tension in the air. The love triangle that has carried this entire season, Belly caught between. Conrad and Jeremiah feels closer than ever to breaking. It's not just about choosing who she loves more, but also about who she is becoming. This isn't the same Belly from the early summers at Cousins Beach. She has grown through grief, heartbreak, and the weight of her choices. And episode 11 makes it clear that she can no longer avoid the decision she's been putting off. Throughout the first half of the episode, we see the fragile balance between the characters begin to unravel. Belly and Jeremiah share quiet but meaningful moments. Moments that show comfort, stability, and the kind of safety Jeremiah has always offered her. He listens without judgment. He stands close when she feels uncertain. And he reminds her that love can sometimes mean simplicity. For Jeremiah, this summer is his chance to finally step out of Conrad's shadow and show Belly that he can be the one she depends on, not just the one she runs to when Conrad hurts her. On the other hand, Conrad lingers on the edges of Belly's world, not as the perfect boy of her first love, but as a complicated young man trying to make peace with his feelings. We see him wrestle with his pride, his fear of losing her, and the unspoken truth that he has always loved Belly in a way no one else could. His moments are quieter, but they carry weight. A glance here, a pause, there every second, feels like he is holding back everything he wants to say. Meanwhile, the backdrop of family is ever present. Laurel, Belly's mother, is still navigating her own grief and growth after Susanna's death. Her presence serves as a reminder of what the summer house has always symbolized: love, memory, and a place where the past refuses to let go of the present. Stephen, Belly's brother, provides lighter moments but also voices the frustrations many viewers feel. Why can't Belly just make a choice? Why must every heart in this story carry so much uncertainty? By the middle of the episode, emotions reach a breaking point. Small arguments begin to surface, not just between the love interests but within Belly herself. She questions what she wants, not only in love, but in life. This episode doesn't just show a girl choosing between two boys, it shows a young woman standing on the edge of adulthood. Realizing that her choices will define who she becomes, the tone shifts as we near the final act. The calm of Cousins Beach feels heavier, like the silence before a storm. The house, once a symbol of joy and laughter, now feels like it's watching over the weight of everyone's choices. Each character begins to retreat into themselves, and every scene is loaded with subtext. Belly knows the end is coming, not just the end of summer, but the end of indecision. The recap closes with all three of them, Belly, Conrad, and Jeremiah, finding themselves in moments of closeness and conflict. Jeremiah pushes for answers. Conrad hides his pain behind careful restraint. Belly stands between them, torn in a way that feels almost unbearable to watch. It's the kind of emotional storm where we as viewers know that nothing will ever be the same after tonight. Episode 11 sets the stage perfectly for its heartbreaking and unforgettable ending. The episode doesn't simply guide us. There it pulls us in slowly, piece by piece, so that when the final moments arrive, we feel every ounce of the pain, hope, and love that these characters carry. It is a masterful build-up that makes the ending not just shocking, but inevitable. Asterisk the final minutes of The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3. Episode 11 unfold like a slow-burning fire, quiet at first but unstoppable once it takes hold. The setting itself feels symbolic. The summer house, the fading light, the ocean in the distance. Everything about the environment whispers that we are watching not just an ending, but a transformation. Belly stands in the middle of it all, the weight of her choices pressing on her like the humid summer air. For most of the season, She has been torn between the steady love Jeremiah offers and the complicated, consuming love she's always shared with Conrad. But in these final scenes, indecision can no longer protect her. She knows that whichever way she turns, someone she cares about will walk away broken. The camera lingers on Jeremiah first. His words are not grand or poetic, they are simple, direct, and heartfelt. He tells Belly that he wants a future with her, one not built on uncertainty or on always being the second choice. His voice trembles not from weakness, but from years of holding in feelings that have always lived in the shadows of his brother's presence. This is Jeremiah's truth, raw and unfiltered. If you choose me, I want it to be because I'm enough, not because he broke your heart again. It's a plea wrapped in love, but also a boundary. Then comes Conrad. His silence speaks louder than Jeremiah's words at first. He hesitates, as he always has, caught between his fear of vulnerability and the intensity of his love. But finally, he steps forward. His confession isn't about perfect timing or flawless delivery, it's about honesty. He admits what we've always known, that he has loved Belly from the very beginning. Every mistake, every wall he built, was just a shield to protect her from his own chaos. The moment feels almost painful in its simplicity. There are no promises of fairy tale endings, just a boy finally saying out loud what he should have said years ago. It's always been you. The air thickens between the three of them. Belly looks from Jeremiah's steady eyes to Conrad's wounded but unwavering gaze. Her silence stretches into what feels like forever because we as the audience know what she's really facing. This isn't just about who she loves, it's about who she wants to become. Jeremiah represents safety, warmth, and a future without complications. Conrad represents passion, history, and the risk of heartbreak that comes with loving deeply. When Belly finally speaks, her voice is quiet but firm. She doesn't shout, she doesn't cry, her tone is steady. It's like someone who has finally realized the truth she's been afraid to accept. What she chooses isn't just about romance. It's about acknowledging who she is when she's with each of them. In the soft glow of the house lights, she lays her heart bare, and the atmosphere shifts instantly. The energy in the room fractures relief for one, devastation for the other. The moment after the decision is made might be the most powerful part of the entire episode. Jeremiah, if not chosen, doesn't lash out. Instead, his eyes weld with hurt, but he forces a smile, trying to preserve his dignity in front of the two people he loves most. It's the kind of heartbreak that doesn't scream, it aches quietly, like a wound that will take years to heal. For Conrad, the opposite. His guarded face softens, the walls crumble, and for the first time in a long time, hope flickers in his eyes. It's not triumph, it's relief, gratitude, and a fragile joy that feels almost too delicate to hold. The final image of Belly is striking. She is not shown as a girl choosing between two boys, but as a young woman stepping into her own truth. Her expression carries both the weight of the heartbreak she caused and the strength of finally owning her decision. It's bittersweet, because while love has been found, love has also been lost. And then, just as the emotions hit their peak, the screen cuts to black. No music swelling into a grand finale. No words to tie it neatly together. Just silence, leaving us with our own racing hearts and unanswered questions. It's a reminder that endings are rarely perfect. They are messy, raw, and painfully human. Episode 11's ending doesn't just close the door on one summer romance, it cracks open the door to the next chapter, where love, loyalty, and healing will continue to collide. Asterisk, every ending in the summer I turned pretty season 3 episode 11 is tied not just to Belly's choice, but to the arcs of the characters who carried the story to this point. The beauty of this episode lies in the fact that no one walks away unchanged. Everyone, in their own way, grows up. Belly's arc from dreamer to decider from the very beginning. Belly has been painted as a dreamer, always imagining love as something like the novels she reads or the daydreams she carried to Cousin's Beach every summer. But in this episode, that image finally breaks. When she stands in front of Conrad and Jeremiah, she isn't the girl waiting to be chosen. She is the one doing the choosing. That shift is monumental. Her decision whether to follow the steady warmth Jeremiah offers or the complicated passion. Conrad brings revels more about her than about them. If she chooses Jeremiah, she is stepping into a safe, reliable kind of love, one where she can breathe without fear. If she chooses Conrad, she is embracing a love that scares her, excites her, and challenges her to grow, even if it risks more heartbreak. Belly's arc is not about perfect romance. It's about becoming a young woman who accepts that love is messy, and that being true to herself is worth the pain it may cause others. Conrad's arc, from silence to honesty, Conrad, has always been a storm disguised as still water. For 3 seasons, he has hidden his love behind walls of sarcasm, withdrawal, and avoidance. But in episode 11, he finally breaks free of that silence. His confession to Belly is raw and imperfect, but that's what makes it powerful. For the first time, he stops trying to protect her by pushing her away and instead allows himself to be vulnerable. Conrad's arc in this episode isn't just about winning. Belly back, it's about learning that love requires courage. That sometimes the hardest thing you can do is simply say how you feel, even if you might lose everything, whether Belly chooses him or not. Conrad grows by finally allowing his heart to speak. Jeremiah's arc, from shadow to self for Jeremiah. This ending is both heartbreaking and liberating. He has spent years living in his brother's shadow, always being the second choice, always being the one who loves louder but gets overlooked. In this episode, he finally demands to be seen for who he is. Not as the safe option, not as the backup plan, but as a man worthy of being chosen. His words to Belly simple, honest, and almost desperate show a side of Jeremiah we haven't fully seen before. He is no longer the carefree sunny boy who hides pain behind a smile. He is someone who knows his worth and refuses to settle for less. Even if Belly doesn't choose him, Jeremiah's arc is about stepping into his own identity. The heartbreak he carries at the end is the kind that can break someone or transform them into something stronger. Supporting characters, the silent echoes, while the love triangle takes center stage. The supporting characters add depth to this ending. Laurel, Belly's mother, represents wisdom and the voice of reality. She has lived through love and loss, and her presence reminds us that choices in love echo through families, not just hearts. Stephen, Belly's brother, plays the role of the observer, his frustration and sarcasm hiding his own fear of change. Both characters remind us that growing up doesn't happen in isolation. It affects everyone around you, the weight of their choices. What makes the ending so powerful is that no one gets exactly what they want. Belly must break someone's heart to follow her own. Conrad must risk rejection to finally speak his truth. Jeremiah must confront the reality that love cannot be forced, no matter how much you give. Each decision carries weight. None of them walk away untouched. In the silence that follows Belly's choice, you can almost feel the threads of their childhood snapping. The easy summers filled with laughter, beach trips, and starry nights are gone. What remains are young adults, standing in the ruins of innocence, forced to face the reality that love is not just about desire, it's about sacrifice. This is what makes episode 11 more than just a teen drama. It's a portrait of 3 people learning the hardest lesson of all, that love doesn't always mean a happy ending. It always demands honesty. Asterisk.